Hey guys, it's your boy Peks and welcome to From Zero to Hero series. And on this series, on these next episodes, I'm going to teach you how to make music from scratch. So in this episode, I'm going to cover 4 topics. How can you start? What is needed for start? Requirements, hardware specs and whatnot, music theory, and gear. So let's get going. So how do you start? You start by using a digital audio workstation. Digital audio workstation is a software in which it's used for recording, editing and producing audio files. Now there's many different DAWs out there, and if you've watched my previous tutorials, you know I use FL Studio, but there's plenty of them. There's a list right here. You can just choose one of these and just get going with it. Now, there's some prices or not, and I know they might seem a little bit expensive, but if you can't afford them, just
do what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
Hardware specs. You're gonna need a really nice build, a nice computer build. If you want to do electronic music or hip hop or something in those terms like pop music and whatnot, you don't actually need something as strong as you would need if you want to do orchestral, which is what I'm going to teach you. So if you want to do orchestral, the minimum you should have is this CPU right here. I would go with always an AMD due to its multi-thread processing. It's much easier and much better to work with audio stuff. 16 gigs of RAM minimum, and at least 1 terabyte of SSD. So the SSDs are going to be used to store audio libraries, and the HDDs are going to use to store samples. Now, there's a couple optionals. You can have, this is what I have, and you can have more or less, but this is my optional setup. I have 2 studio monitors connected to an interface, and then it's connected to a pair of headphones, which are the DT900 Pros. Now, you can also have 2 screen monitors or 3. I know some people that use 3, but I'm perfectly happy with 2, which helps a lot, especially in the mixing stage. So you can use 2 or 3, and you can also have another set of studio monitors. But for the time being, you're fine with just using a keyboard, a mouse, an old pair of headphones, and just a screen, and that's it. You don't need anything else than that. But other than that, it's optional, and the list is gonna be here. Now, music theory. You don't really need, is advised. As a orchestral composer, there will be a barrier. You will hit eventually a barrier, which is the music theory barrier. Now, there's a lot of help online about scales and chords and placement and all that, but as soon as you hit that barrier, you'll know that you have to study a little bit. But until you get to that barrier, just having no music theory at all, or just having the basic chord knowledge, it's sufficient. Now, for gears, I use 2 MIDI controllers. One of them is not really a MIDI controller, it's more of a piano with a MIDI option. I use a Korg SP250 and also have a M-Audio Keystation 61. So there's gonna be a link in the description to the Salmon shop, which is where I ordered all my gear, and you can find there the M-Audio and studio monitors. Everything is there, so you just have to go all in with it. Even DAWs are there. If you don't want to go to their proper website, you can also go to Salmon, and Salmon sells some DAWs as well. Now, to finish this, I also have another control, which is a little mixer controller, which is not really needed, like this. I have this, and it's not really needed. It helps, but it's completely optional. I've used it for about 6 or 7 times. It's sort of practical. It works good. It has no delay whatsoever, but you don't really need it. So you just need to start. To finish this episode, you only need a DAW, a good sense of will, and some time. And that's it. I'm gonna see you in the next episode, which I'm going to open FL Studio section, and I'm gonna teach you some basic functions of the FL Studio so that we can get started. So I'll see you on the next episode.